Hi everyone. Have you ever planned a trip that you were so excited about, you've been looking forward to it, and then when the trip happens, it did not go how you hoped it would? Welcome back to Imperfectly Unfolding. My name is Shabina, and I haven't been posting any videos for the last 6 weeks because I had planned this trip to go and see my family in Kenya. And the trip did not go as well as I expected. A few months before my trip, actually no, it was about a month before my trip, I noticed that I was losing a bit of weight. Now, I didn't pay attention to that. And the reason I didn't pay attention to that is I was focused on preparation for the trip, getting visas, the tickets, organizing my home so that somebody could take care of my pets and all that kind of stuff. Plus all the other things that we do on a daily basis. So I really didn't pay attention. And then about 10 days before we left, I noticed my taste for food was changing. Things that I enjoyed suddenly weren't appetizing at all. By the time I got to Switzerland, which is where we stopped halfway, kind of, I was not in a good state. I couldn't eat anything. Now, for those of you wondering what was going on, it was because I no longer have a thyroid. It was ablated about 5 years ago. There was also a miscommunication from my doctor's office about stopping one of my medications. And that, combined with me not paying attention to my body, threw my system off balance. Now, I take responsibility for my part. I ignored 2 signals that my body was sending me because I was so focused outward. I wasn't in tune with my body. And as far as my doctor's office is concerned, I've asked them to take responsibility for the miscommunication. There's no blame here. It's just taking responsibility. By the time I got to Kenya, after we stopped in Switzerland, I had lost even more weight because I wasn't really eating. I wasn't giving my body the energy it needed. And if you know anyone who's suffered with thyroid issues, you have brain fog, your vision gets affected a little, your body temperature, everything gets affected as well. You also get, well, at least for me, I get all the little joints in my fingers and my toes get inflamed. And then because we were sitting on flights and the chairs are so not the most comfortable, my sciatica decided to flare up as well. Now, when your body is in flux with thyroid, it also affects your bones. So basically, I was like the walking wounded. I just felt exhausted. But during this whole time, you're keeping strong because, you've got to get through the airports. You've got to lug your luggage. And to make matters worse, I had told my husband, because he has a bad knee, I said, you should get special assistance. So he had special assistance, and I'm walking on the side, and yet I feel so freaking exhausted. And then when we get to the luggage area, I told him, you can't get off the wheelchair to help with the luggage, so I'm pulling the luggage. So all that you're doing to just make it through the trip. Coming home, my body finally went, okay, you've been holding strong. Time to release all that frustration. And I cried a few days ago because I had just reached that point. I had been frustrated with myself. I was angry at myself for not paying attention the first time when my body whispered about the weight loss, and the second time it whispered about the taste, the change in the taste in food. And by the time I got to Switzerland, the body went, slapped me in the head and said, hey, pay attention. You're not in a good place right now. Have any of you had that experience? I'm not talking about the thyroid issue. I'm talking about, have you ever had the experience where you've planned something that you were really looking forward to, and your body is sending you little messages that you chose to ignore or were too busy to pay attention to, and that resulted in not a great outcome that you had expected? I would love to hear your comments, because I think a lot of us go through that. We pay so much attention to outside stuff, all the busy things that keep us busy in life, that we lose the connection to our own bodies. So that when the body is trying to tell us something, we don't pay attention to it. So that big cry that I did, and I mean, I cried, I boo-hooed like it was going out of style. But after that, I felt a release. So that now I can look back, I can laugh about it, but I tell you, when I was going through it, it was not funny. Because whatever emotions you're feeling in that moment, you're also suppressing, because you're trying to be strong enough to get through to the next destination. So what are the lessons that I learned? I think the first one, obviously, is pay attention to your body's signals. The other thing is to understand that our bodies are always in conversation with us. Even over the smallest things, our bodies will converse with us. And this applies to every part in our lives, not just our health. So I hope that you can relate to this story. And one thing that I have to say is that I'm grateful for my family who looked after me in Switzerland, in Kenya, in London, and to my friends who called me to find out about my trip and had to hear me vent about this whole thing. I'm grateful for that. But now the venting is done, the crying is done, and that's in the past. So we're done with that. The plan now is to be here and take care of my body. Nourish it the way it needs. Give it gratitude for carrying me through those weeks. Exercise it. Give it attention that it needs. So that's going to be my focus. And the other lesson is that no matter what you're going through, just keep telling yourself you'll be okay, you'll be okay. That's what kept me going, is just telling myself, yeah, I know I feel shitty right now, but I'll be okay. And lean on others. And that's something I probably should have done more of, is just to say like, hey, I am just so tired. I just don't have the capacity to either have deep discussions or too many activities. So it was great while I was in Kenya. My dad and I were basically convalescing together, which gave us time to just to be, to listen to each other, to share things. Same with my family in Switzerland. It was just being able to lie there and just be taken care of by someone who truly loves you. By the time we stopped in London, I had started feeling better. I had started eating. So that made me feel really good. That was like a little boost. It's like, yes, I am going to get better. It's still going to be a journey because I still have about 15 pounds to gain to get back to where I was a month before the trip. But I'll get there. So my question for you is, what has your body been whispering to you? Share it in the comments. I read every one of them. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a fantastic day. From my heart to yours. Bye for now.